When I bought the old textile mill on the edge of the Willow Creek Estate's HOA boundary, I knew it would raise some eyebrows. The building had been vacant for years, but it was perfectly located for the project I had been assigned. A quiet but vital Homeland Security supply depot used to test and distribute secure equipment for critical infrastructure. As a Homeland Security officer specializing in supply chain resilience, I was tasked with overseeing secure storage and operations for emergency response equipment, including backup generators, satellite phones, mobile command units, and hazmat suits. None of it was hazardous, but confidentiality was key. The site wasn't a factory in the traditional sense. No smoke, no conveyor belts, no roaring machinery. But because it had warehouse characteristics, I made sure all permits, zoning, and federal clearance were bulletproof. For a while, everything was quiet. Trucks came and went during daylight hours. The property remained clean and unassuming, and the building looked like any other storage facility. That peace ended when I received a bright red HOA violation notice on my front gate. $500 fine for unauthorized commercial operation within HOA boundaries. Immediate compliance required. The signature at the bottom, Marcia K. Templeton, HOA president. I had heard about HOA Karen types, but this was my first personal encounter. I called the number on the letter and was immediately met with indignation. "This is a residential community," Marcia barked. "You can't just run a factory here." "It's not a factory," I said calmly. "It's a secured operations site cleared through local zoning and federal oversight." "I don't care what federal program you're hiding behind," she snapped. "We have bylaws and you're in violation. There will be daily fines until that facility is shut down." That's when I decided to do things by the book, the federal book. I contacted my agency liaison and briefed them on the situation. Within hours, my superiors had prepared a disclosure package that confirmed the site's purpose, federal clearance, and the non-commercial, non-disruptive nature of its use. It even included signed letters from the Department of Homeland Security and local emergency management. Still, the HOA wasn't satisfied. Marcia sent another notice. Continued refusal to comply will result in legal action and forced closure. I didn't want to escalate things, but when someone threatens to interfere with a federally protected operation, it's no longer an HOA dispute. It becomes a matter of national security. I called a community meeting and requested time to speak. Marcia, wearing a power blazer and flanked by clipboard-carrying allies, barely concealed her scowl when I took the podium. "I'm Officer Daniel Reyes, Department of Homeland Security," I began, holding up my ID and badge. "The facility in question is part of a federally secured supply chain protection program. It houses emergency response equipment used in natural disasters, terror threats, and infrastructure failure events. All activity at the site is legal, properly zoned, and under active federal jurisdiction." Gasps and murmurs filled the room. Marcia's expression stiffened. "Interfering with this facility, including unauthorized entry, fines, or attempts to restrict operations," I added, "is a federal offense under Title 18, Section 1382 of the U.S. Code. That includes obstruction of government property." You could hear a pin drop. One of the board members raised his hand. "So, it's not a business?" "Number. It's a secure logistics site that's vital to national security, and it's staying." By the end of the meeting, the HOA retracted the fines and issued a public statement acknowledging misunderstanding of the facility's nature. Marcia? She resigned from the presidency the following week, citing unnecessary stress. Since then, I've kept to myself, as always. The trucks roll in and out quietly. The lights stay low, and while neighbors now wave more often, no one has asked a single question about what's inside the facility. And that's exactly how we like it.